What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I'm Steve.
That's Rhett. Today, we're gonna be working on his beautiful Turbo Beams 8.6.
So today we're gonna be installing my new dash. I've been needing one of these and I've been wanting something that would work kind of in between spending a lot of money and something a little bit more practical. And luckily, Panic Made came out with this MFD dash that goes with the Link. They've set it up to work with, you know, your Link Monsoon, your Extreme, your Storm, whatever you got. It's honestly in such a good price point for what I'm trying to do, and it's small and little, perfect for the Corollas, 8.6s, Celicas, any old school swap, beam swap you have. A really good option. What comes in the box is the dash display, obviously. Mine, you can select on Panic Made, you can select whatever connector you want with it. So all the beams harnesses that Panic sell, they all come with an OBD2 port, and so you can get it, you can just scroll, like select down, get it for OBD, and then it comes with this, which is the DTM connector. So I already had a DTM connector for my can that I was using for the AEM. So all I did was I also bought, which they sell on the website, this can splitter, which I actually didn't even know existed, which I think it was Mark that was telling me about it. Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. So you can just use this can splitter off the beams harness, because my car has the universal harness, which Panic sells. And yeah, you can just split this so I can have my wideband and I can have the dash, which is really simple and sweet. I think these are like 50, 60 US, so it's pretty sick.
Basically, we're looking at a $350 max dash.
Yeah, instead of spending $1,100, $1,200. So it's actually really nice and a small, little, easy to set up. Just that, because I'm a wiring noob, so something for everybody else. Obviously, you have your regular DT style connector and then your DTM. So DTM, I think the M is just a smaller plug, where your regular DT is a little bit bigger, a little bit more robust. Something probably, you know, if you wanted it outside the car. So the DTM, if you're more strapped for space, this is kind of what you use. So that's what the Link can splitter uses, and that's what the MFD dash comes with if you select that.
So this is a DTM plug that we're gonna be using with the can splitter. This is a regular Deutsch style plug that kind of used for anything, but these guys are just a little bit smaller. Why'd you go Panic?
Honestly, Panic's been a long supporter of like all the 8.6 beams community, and honestly all the beam swap stuff. Right now they probably have the most comprehensive beams install setup. You just get their full either universal harness or an 8.6 harness. Obviously they have the Celica, they have a bunch of different harnesses you can go for. Basically plug and play setup for beams. That's kind of one of the reasons why I went with them. They sell a bunch of other products too for the 8.6 community. They just came out with axles. They actually have axles for the GTS diffs, which are impossible to come by now. And they have axles for what I run, which is the 7.5-inch Celica Supra rear. And they're basically impossible to find as well. Really nice pieces. Check out their website. Any guys who are doing swaps on 80s Toyotas, you should check them out. I had a factory harness that we had fiddled with and messed with a bunch, and I had a ton of issues, and one day I just bit the bullet and went with their universal beams harness, and since then it's been great. And it was so easy to put it in. Literally, I think I took my harness out in like 40 minutes, put theirs in, and the car basically started on a base map within an hour.
Start putting this bitch in.
First, we just have to, I've already wired in the other DTM plug, so I'm gonna show you that now. And then basically all we gotta do is plug it in, configure it on the Link, which looks super simple. Hopefully we should be able to figure it out. And I think for now, I'm just gonna 3M this. I was gonna drill holes in my dash. My dash is actually the one that's on there is a little rough, but I think I'm just gonna 3M it for now, just to see where I want it and whatnot. Really nice thing about it is because it's so small, I can still see my fuel gauge, and I can still see my indicators and a bunch of stuff I actually want to see to street drive this thing.
Because it is a street machine, obviously. Street car.
This thing is super easy. This is probably gonna be one of the easiest installs I ever put in the car. But so I have already re-crimped the OBD plug that was in here. What wire, when you're looking at the Panic harnesses, what wire goes where for the OBD port? It's just can high, can low, and then 12 volt and ground. So you just gotta make sure that's pinned correctly. I definitely pinned it in correctly the first time and the screen didn't turn on. So if it doesn't turn on, you know you've done something wrong. It's only 4 pins each.
Yeah, it's not gonna blow up or anything.
No, it's fine. So the can splitter would just plug in on this side. So this is the obviously the can coming out. So what would have been the OBD plug. So that just goes in here, just like that. And so now you can run. So now one side can go to my dash, just like so. Simple as that. And then the other side can go to my wideband, which obviously I pulled the wideband plug off for that. So it's still here. It's a regular Deutsch connector, so we just have to recrimp that to a DTM.
And that's it, it's installed basically, right? That's all the wiring we gotta do?
That's pretty much it. Very simple.
A mix and match floor mat. We got CX5 over here, got STI down here.
Yeah, we need to do something about that.
All right, so I guess we gotta run the wire, put this puppy over here. Not a lot of space, like that's my hand. This is the whole dash. And thank God this thing is smaller. So.
That's why it was also really difficult when you're trying to size like a tablet. Is some of the tablets are all like 10-inch now. They're all big, right? So like that can only hold like a little 7-inch. So
yeah, even your little tablet that you had that went in here, like that thing was super small, but you ended up putting it over here most of the time just because like it didn't fit and it's rattly and it's annoying.
Yeah, this is honestly a great solution for any of the guys who are still using a tablet and are getting a little bit fed up with that. This is so much better.
You are owner.
So this is just a Windows like 10 7-inch tablet that I originally got to try and put here, just because this is like a perfect 7-inch display like location. But one of the issues I'm having, like this, so this is basically what you would see on your computer for link, and I've just put the gauges I want to see. But unfortunately, the tablet only has, I guess, like USB, like an input, and so you can't run this and charge it at the same time, so it kind of dies within 5 hours, which is really annoying. And then one of the other things which actually just happened, as soon as you touch this or any bump, which today the track is actually quite bumpy because it's an old abandoned airfield, so there's lots of crack sealant all over the road. So as soon as you bump it, it just disconnects. Which I don't know if that's just a cord situation or whatnot, because it wasn't doing that bad before, but it's just one of the trials and tribulations of trying to use a tablet. But yeah, it's super cheap. I think I got this tablet for like $50, so it definitely works, but it has been more inconvenient than it has been convenient. So I'm just gonna make sure we pinned it correctly. Hopefully it all comes on.
Woo!
So yeah, it's powering up.
Look at that thing. That's sweet, dude.
It is sick.
Man, that's such a nice little dash. It's so like, it looks big on camera, but like it is small, but has such a good layout. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then a little Ferrari setup. So I think Mark and Matt have gone through and already changed some of the, like they've obviously done a lot of the features, and you can have these different, what do you want to call it, different skins for it. So yeah, if you just press the left button, there's only 3 buttons really, so it's really simple. So I think this is okay, and then I think you just hold down this to change some of the screens, and you hold down this to change the others, and you just click OK, and that's how you cycle through all your settings. So it's really simple. So these are all the different little skins, which is pretty awesome. I just like the more simple Panic. Let's throw some 3M on this, and then it's just got this one screw here that you tighten up this bad boy, and actually the back, it just tightens and screws in, and yeah, it shows OBD plus GPS, so pretty neat. I think this might be a reset, not sure, but
don't touch that.
Yeah, don't do that. A good indication to know if it's, so it will power on, but only when you go on your link settings and you change a few settings will it populate like this. So right now it's probably reading accurate coolant and accurate IAT, but I'm gonna get Steve to press the throttle there, and you can see it's actually configured and working. Roll cage car, so a little tough to get in, but you can see the TPS is working there. So typically it just won't boot up just like this, so that's how you'll know. You'll still need to go into the link software and just change some parameters so it starts functioning. And mine's probably gonna go to a funny dash display, because that's what oh no, it didn't. Okay. So now once all the parameters come up, what you want to go to is you want to go to your CAN setup, which is, if I can remember, right here. It's pretty simple. You just go to CAN setup, you make sure it's on user defined, which it is. You got to make sure it's on this 500 kbs, and then ISO CAN 1. It'll search for whatever you want. So and then you hit, I think, apply, and then the next setup you need to go to, also, and you got to make sure it's just like on off for the data stream, I think, and then CAN devices. Once you go to find device, it should pop up right here. Like you don't even have to click it. It should pop up right here, and then you just click OK. If you're unable to find a device, just fiddle around with your connection. Hopefully you've done your pin connectors correctly, and it will start feeding. I think if I'm right, if it doesn't find, the screen will still come on and it'll still populate. It's just not gonna read. It'll read all like basic numbers. It won't read like what's actually going on in your engine.
One wire that we ran into the car is ran. Now I guess we gotta do the real hard work. 3M tape?
Yeah. That's the right amount of tilt. I think that's pretty good. The beauty of that is I can literally see my check engine light, which I have set up through the link. I can still see my fuel, which barely works because it's 40 years old, but it does show something. And I can still see my indicators.
Nice.
Which is wicked.
Stick her down, Rick.
All right. Try and break my 30-year-old dash. Are we plugged in over there?
Yep, should be. Hey!
Hey! Look at that. Ooh, sick. Ooh, I forgot to adjust it.
Uh-oh.
It's got a little adjuster in the back. That is sick.
Drive this thing now with a new dash, or?
So we got a small problem with that one. That's why we haven't shown you all the features on this. We kind of rod knocked this thing at the last competition round.
What's this wee? What's this wee thing?
I did. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Yeah, I'm not gonna start this thing again to show you, but you can cut to the really sad footage Steve took.
Here's what it sounds like. I went out and had some pops and bangs, pushed through it, and then he had a real big bang and pop, and that was the end of it. So he's coming back in. The car doesn't really want to crank, so that's a pretty terrible practice. We'll see what happens when he comes back in. Okay. Oh, it's knocking. So that sounds expensive, but the good news is you got another motor, right?
Yep, we were in the process of building another one anyways. It just means got to build that a little sooner than we thought.
Yeah, but good news is it's fall, so
yeah,
that's it. There's no more drifting.
Season's over pretty
Yeah.
much, so it kind of works out. This is a good time for us to refresh cars. I'm gonna rebuild my motor. Steve's gonna refresh the 1J, which is gonna be really sick.
Yeah,
and yeah.
So I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.